Pope Douglas Solid Waste is in the job of recycling, and their latest projects are shining examples of that. This huge metal recovery facility was on display last Friday. County commissioners from both counties, as well as Pope Douglas Solid Waste board members and staff, and others in the recycling community were on hand. The goal of this facility is to get the most use out of hundreds of tons of ash waste, while at the same time making use of all this equipment. Pope Douglas Director Steve Ricotta explains.
About a year ago, everything you see here was in a pile out in the middle of the landfill, and so we did get a good deal on that equipment. We bought it for pennies on the dollar for that equipment, basically scrap value. And so one of the first things that we did is we put it inside of a building.
The process to start this facility began about a year ago when the company that owned all of this equipment, Lab USA, was failing. Ricotta says by getting the equipment indoors, it allows much more control of the product and takes out a lot of the elements Minnesota weather dishes out. Chairman of the Pope Douglas Solid Waste Board, Paul Jurdy, says by having the metal recovery facility remove the recyclable metal materials out of the ash, it will do a number of things.
Well, it'll give us more space. It's cost effective. It's one step closer to being a usable product too, and it'll give us years and years of added space. If we don't find a use for the product too. So.
Ricotta says 8 to 10% of the material that's removed will help pay for it. That's the other benefit from finding and removing these salvageable materials.
So there were some costs that went into this facility. For us to get this operation up and running was over $2 million, but we're looking at the revenue stream that we have for recovering material from the ash, and we believe that we can pay for this facility in around 3 years.
So yeah, we're really hopeful that in the future it's going to be a moneymaker, and those profits that we get from this will also be able to be put back into the plant.
Pope Douglas is hoping to have the equipment ready to begin accepting ash by the end of the month. And
as any startup activity, we will be starting up small, bringing some loads in, and then hopefully within about a month, we expect to start running up to 40 tons an hour through this facility.
Just a few steps from the metal recovery facility is the Glacial Ridge Compost Facility. A growing number of businesses and organizations in the area are hopping on board and removing organic materials from their waste. It will end up here. This will help the incinerator operate more efficiently and, as the slogan goes, puts waste in its place.
Everything looks good. Both these projects, the organics and this, they're the way of the future, and that's what we have to look at.
The plan is to grow this part of the operation exponentially over the coming years, and with its footprint out in the middle of rural county land, there's room to grow. For the Voice of Alexandria, I'm Joe Korkowski.